Alright, so this is vlog number 2. Today's lesson is a little personal as well, as this channel will be personal, even though I may choose to stay anonymous. I never feel enough. I know that it's tearing my life apart. It has, and it will for some time. And all I can do is share the things that I've been through and hope that if I can share any wisdom that you can learn and take a shortcut, because it's led to addictions, it's led to escapism and running away and pushing people away. Especially if you watched my other video, I pushed away the only thing I ever loved. And while I'm still suffering and I'm still hurt, I just want her to be happy. And I need to know that I am enough with and without her. That I'm enough as a human being. I'm enough as a beautiful person, and I'm learning how to be a beautiful person. And nobody can teach that to you until you're willing to be ready and accept that you are enough. I know that for me, like I said in my other video, my just parental stuff and me making excuses, I felt so uncomfortable if somebody did tell me I was enough. And I wish every day when my ex told me that I was enough, that I listened, and that, because that would have changed me. You know, if I was in that relationship the way I am right now, it would be much different. You have to start accepting that you are enough and let it out of you and let it radiate out of you. Let it be love, because if you don't, it's just going to turn into this self-hate. And if you keep feeding yourself this constant cycle of hate, you're never going to change. And what it really takes is accepting that you are enough. Nobody can take that away from you. And even if you do terrible things, you are enough. You need to know that you are. Because if you don't, it leads to addiction, it leads to depression, and you'll make a huge mistake like I did. Don't do that. Accept that you are enough, and that I love you, that the world loves you. And even if you mess up and certain people may never accept you again, that you can learn from and that you can change and show that person or those people or show the world that you're changing. No matter what it is, you are enough. No matter who told you that you're a failure, no matter who was never there for you, no matter how many things that you take to cope with that you feel inadequate and you don't feel whole. Coming from someone who's felt like this for 2 decades, since I can remember, I have always felt inadequate. And you never try, you never give the real you. Because underneath there is a beautiful person waiting to come out. But if you're hurting, how can you ever let that out if you don't see it within? If you can't grow on the outside, if you're dying on the inside. And you need to realize that you're worth it, that you're worth loving, you are worth giving love, that you're worth a relationship, that you're worth changing. And just don't wait until it's too late. And if it is, that's okay too. Just start today. Just start telling yourself, I am enough. On me personally, I have a little alarm that I set 3 times a day, 10, 4, and 10. And I try it, all it tops is it pops up, you are enough, put a little king emoji and a little heart. So that way it's a reminder. And at first it was the hardest thing in the world, and I was doing good for a while, and then I stopped believing in it, and then I acted out in a terrible way, hurt people. Because when you become your best self and you realize you are worth love and that you are worth it, you can really truly give the most out of yourself. For me, I gave 75% at max, and usually it was 50. A lot of times I was overwhelmed and I just couldn't cope. But coping starts with realizing that you are enough and that you can change, and that to do that, when you do that, you can empower others too. And I hope that you can take something out of this love and words and advice I can give you. It's nothing out of anything. It's something that I know from experience and that only I can share from my experience. I just hope that it makes you a better person as well. With much love.